Now, Kevin, to kick this one to you, what statement do you think the Bills sent to the entire NFL after throttling the Patriots 47-17?
Now, this isn't like the Steelers game, right? This isn't like you're blowing out a bad football team. And to me, the Steelers are, again, in my opinion, relatively a bad football team. They made the playoffs by a technicality with other people losing and then winning their final game, and they're playing one of the best teams in the AFC. So I'm not going to go out there as far and say, like, they beat a bad football team. It is what it is. No, 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 no. They beat a division rival. They beat a team that pretty much embarrassed them earlier on in the year. And yeah, they got their redemption for it, but it's in the postseason, so this game means a lot. This was the rubber match. Josh Allen has been getting that narrative of not being able to lead a team. He had a slump this year in terms of how he was playing inconsistent multiple times. Sean McDermott was being questioned for not being able to coach well enough on offense to put Josh in a position to win. The run game is always in question, especially from me and Kyle. The defense after the Colts game where we annihilated them was kind of going up and down between Poyer and Micah Hyde getting that inconsistent question. I think genuinely this game put the Bills right back in the conversation of a potential Super Bowl run. You end the year the way that you did. You go into the postseason, and you don't just beat a division rival. You don't just beat the first opponent in the wild card. You spank them by 30. And the fucking Patriots are a damn good football team. Rookie quarterback or not, you have Bill Belichick at head coach, who has countless postseason appearances, wins, Super Bowl titles. Everybody knows the resume of the Patriots. Tom Brady there or not, the team is still the Patriots. You have a great personnel group on the defensive side, arguably a defensive player of the year candidate with J.C. Jackson leading the league, or should I say, excuse me, I believe he was behind Trayvon Diggs in total interceptions, correct?
Yes.
So you have plenty of players. You have Matt Judon and the rest of the defense. The list goes on. The point I'm trying to make is the Buffalo Bills slapped the New England Patriots, and it was in perfect fashion, as Kyle stated. Josh Allen was 21 of 25 with a perfect passer rating, 5 touchdowns, 308 yards, and he also had 66 yards rushing. He did everything there needed to be for a quarterback to be successful. He did everything that was needed for his team to win, and he dominated. And they actually ran the football effectively, 174 yards on the ground. So that narrative was also kicked to the curb. The Buffalo Bills found a way to dig deep, look at themselves in the mirror, and say, yo, we're the fucking Bills. This is what we need to do to win. And Josh Allen and the boys showed it, man. Kyle put it, it can't be said any better. 7 straight possessions, 7 straight touchdowns. That has to be something in NFL history because that feat in and of itself is incredible. Kyle and I were actually kind of spitballing back and forth before we recorded to say, like Kyle asked if this was one of the better performances in postseason history. And I was trying to make an argument that it wasn't, and I still don't believe that. But I mean, the way that the Bills went about this so methodically, so skilled, and so organized, it felt like this was meant to be from kickoff. And listen, Mac Jones is a rookie. He's got a lot to improve upon. Obviously, the Patriots weren't able to run the ball as effective because they were down so much. It's going to be fine. We all know that the Patriots will find a way to bounce back. But for the Buffalo Bills to do this convincingly in the manner that they did, I think that this puts the Bills right back in that conversation, bro. If this can be their spark plug to make a run, this is the spark plug to have. And man, oh man, I don't want to play the Bills next week. I don't give a shit who you are.
Yeah, there's not much else I could add to what you said. Um, the Patriots got bullied. Like, this was just a straight up beatdown, and the Bills played pretty much as perfectly as you can against the Patriots like they did on Saturday night. Just, I mean, from the start, I mean, Josh Allen was on fire. And no matter what the Patriots defense was able to scheme against him, Josh was just lighting them up and carving up that defense like a freaking turkey on Thanksgiving. Like, it was surgical. I mean, the Bills, just from the start, you could tell that they knew the significance of what this game held. It's like you said, this was the rubber match for the entire year after they split the season series 1-1. And they just blew the doors off of the Patriots. I'm of the mindset that pretty much the Bills played a perfect offensive game. And to me, I think it's one of the greatest NFL playoff performance offensively in NFL history. I mean, granted, we've seen some higher scoring outputs from some teams that have played in the playoffs, but the way that the Bills were able to do this against the second ranked defense in the entire league, it was just stunning. And carrying that momentum into the divisional round of the playoffs, bro, you got to pray for the next team they go up against, because if the Bills play inspired football like they did against New England, there is no team that can beat Buffalo if they can play to that standard. So, if you're a Bills fan, you got to revel in this win against New England, but it is one win in the wild card round. You're moving on to the divisional round. And this team definitely can have Super Bowl aspirations if they desire it. Now they just got to go out there and keep on playing the way that they did against New England. And if they do, really the sky's the limit for them, because the way that I look at it, Buffalo as a unit, offensively, defensively, special teams, they're one of the most well-rounded units in the entire NFL. And now they're playing like it. So, congrats to Buffalo for a huge win against New England. But as far as I'm concerned, it's one game. Now they got to improve upon it and try to play inspired football going into the divisional round. But Buffalo is not a team you want to go up against right now after that spanking that they handed to the Patriots in that wild card round.